much. You might know me as a rugby player, professional dancer, or Gabby Logan's husband, which is normal. It's Me is something that I got involved in about 3 or 4 months ago, and it's something I'm very proud of, the fact that, you know, looking back now when I was a 6-year-old boy, like every other 6-year-old boy, normal things, running around, getting muddy, getting told off your mum and dad, having as much chocolate as possible. But when I got to 7, I realised something different about me. It wasn't the fact that I smelled or I was a farmer's son, it was the fact that I couldn't read. But I thought I could fall in year and be able to sort it out. But sadly, that never happened, and what happened through my life was, getting back to earlier, Charlie said thick, stupid. In fact, it was a rap. It wasn't nothing to do with Charlie. You know, and when you start to get told you're thick, you're stupid, it's a hard thing, but you try to be brave, and you turn up to school every day, and I did that. But what helped me was the fact that, what didn't help me actually, I didn't tell anybody, I kept it in my stomach, in my heart, and now I can speak about it. It's the best thing in the world to stand up and tell people that I had these issues. But I had this little boy inside me who never ever grew up. And when I was told, when I left school, I was 17, this teacher said to me, look, my mum got another teacher in to try and help me after all those years, 1 day a week. And it was never going to happen. And she said to me, I think you're dyslexic. And I went, brilliant. Antibiotics, 10 days? Fine, sorry. But she said, no, you can't, you see these words and tried all this. And it used to take me a whole hour to read 1 page. And I was exhausted at the end of it. And I just couldn't take it anymore. And I just couldn't take in the fact that learning, it felt it wasn't for me. And the best day of my life up until then was leaving school. And that shouldn't have been the best day, because school should have been brilliant for me. I should have loved every minute of it. I shouldn't have hated it. I shouldn't have hated the teachers. I shouldn't have felt sick every time I went into school. I remember when I was younger, I went to see a specialist because I was being sick. I was having tummy aches. And the teachers turned around and said, I think he's just putting it on because he's just lazy. He's just a bit stupid. And when I was about 13 at high school, I said to the teacher, look, if you just tell me, read it out for me, I believe I can give you the right answers. So she said to me, okay. So rather than pull me aside, and nowadays we pull you aside and do it on your own, she pulls me out in front of the class of 30, there was probably 50 people in those days, but about 20 people, then she goes, oh, Kenny thinks he can, if I read the story, he'll be able to give me the answers. So I got up there and I got, I think, 8 out of 10. And I went, yes, I told you I could do it. And she went, get out, don't talk to me like that. And I walked out the door, I won't tell you what I said, but I thought, that's it, I'm out of here. So I did, it was like being in prison in one way, because I did 2 years of just head down, taking the punches, you know, but the only thing that helped me, I looked around the room, and the teachers who gave me no time, really, there was a couple of teachers who were PE teachers, who thought, oh, he's the fastest guy in school, and he's quite good at rugby, and he's quite good at football. And I got a pat in the back, and I got my self-esteem from sport. As I left school, I was a farmer, and their mentality was, he's a farmer, he'll be all right. You know, and when I lost my dad at 19, I then had to run the farm at 19-year-old. And, you know, I'm one of these people that suddenly says, will you do it? I'll go, yep. Then go, how am I going to do that? And I was in the back of the car, my brother's going up to bury my dad. My mum says, right, boys, who's going to run the farm? And my 2 older brothers looking straight through me, and I went, I'll do it. And I thought, I can't read. I've never run a business in my life before, and I want to get with my mates. But I grew up really quickly. My dad died. I played for Scotland that year. He saw me play for Scotland, and I grew up very quickly. And I think one thing with dyslexia is something that we think differently. We're slightly entrepreneurial. We're slightly different, and that was the best thing for me. I now look back at all these little things that happened to me. And you know the best thing? I'm dyslexic. I'm proud of it. But what I'd like to try and do, it's me, is give everybody, it's not, don't label people. We learn differently. If you look in business, Theo will tell you better than anybody, if you've got 20 people in the room, 10 of them will take it in quite well. The other 5 of them will take it in differently. Another 10 you've got to take off in the room and tell them what the story is. And that's the way it is. You know, everybody learns differently. And you know, through my rugby career, I never told anybody I couldn't read because I was ashamed. I had this, as I said, this little boy inside me. What I would do is, I don't know if anybody knows a guy called Jim Telfer or a guy called Ian McGeechan. probably two of the best coaches in the world. They were Scottish. Come on, Scott. So now we've got an Englishman looking after Scottish rugby. I don't know what's going to happen next. But I didn't have the courage to go and tell them I couldn't read. You know what I would turn up? I would turn up at a training session. I would walk straight past the training room into the classroom where we do our, our sort of not lessons, but looking at videos and writing things down. I'd go out, blackboard, pens, paper, shit. What am I going to do? So I'd then go to the toilet, think about what I was going to do, get changed, nervously like a little child, a 26-year-old, and I've already got 45 caps in my country, so I should be confident enough to say, look, Jim, I can't read. But I didn't have the confidence, because I couldn't tell him, there was nobody out there saying, it's good that if you can't read, speak about it. So then, what happened to me was, I would go to the toilets and wait for 15 minutes, and then come out, and Jim tells me, I won't say it, but where have you been, Dafty? Oh, sorry, I thought the meeting started at 1:45. When does the meeting start at 1:45? It's 1/2 or in the hour. But I did that all the time. And Jim used to say to me, you don't care. And I wasn't brave enough to go, no, I do care. I care more than anybody. But because I wasn't brave enough to go, because this little person here wasn't brave enough to say, I can't read you. But when I first met my wife, Gabby, she said to me, look at this article. So I opened the page, only 2 pictures. You don't look at 2 pictures so long. So I look at these pictures, and thinking that's enough, close the paper, great article. And she goes, that's a quick read. Oh, really quick. So you want a cup of tea, coffee? I can get it. Wash and do anything to get away from the real hurt inside my stomach, which was I couldn't read. She said to me, read that, and I couldn't. And she looked at me and said, I'm 26-year-old, she's 25, gorgeous looking woman. I start crying, because I'm crying because I feel that I can't, speak to somebody who I'm falling in love with. And she turns around and says to me, are you dyslexic? I went, yes. And it was like the weight had been taken off my shoulders, because I spoke to somebody who I cared about, who would maybe understand me. But the next thing I said to her, do you still want to go out with me? She went, why? I said, because they'll think I'm daft. She went, no, you're daft, all right. But I still loved it. And that was it. And that changed a part of my life. Then I went through a course that did a lot of things for me. But the biggest thing, I think, is speaking and telling people and being honest. And as I've done that, I remember telling Jim Telfer, I couldn't read. What do you mean you can't read? I said, I can't read. Just like you keep shouting and spitting on me. And you've done that for 50 years. I don't spit. Yes, you do. And Ian McGeechan said to me about 3 months after, he said, Kenny, are you taking anything? I went, why? Well, you're playing better. You're the first in the team ring every time. When you speak, you've got loads more confidence. I went, no, I'm just dyslexic and I'm proud that I've come out and said something about it. But through all that, I set up businesses. I'm very... when somebody says, are you an entrepreneur? I don't know if I am, but I'm doing all right. But I love the fact that I want to help young people, and hopefully It's Me can kick it off. And hopefully everyone in this room can get part of it, because I'm very proud to be part of it. On that, from a dancer to a dragon, Theo.